Althans, waar het de toeschouwers betreft. Bij geen enkele andere sport gaan de supporters zo tekeer als bij het voetbal. Van Ierland tot Guatemala.
Hello there, my name's Eddie Brimson, and I'm off to France to follow England in the World Cup finals. Now as it stands, I've got no match tickets, no hotels booked, and I'm going on my own. But what I have got is a French rail pass and some French francs. So let's get over there and join the party. The Eurostar terminal, Waterloo station in London, and it's the start of the journey. There's an awful lot of people wandering around, and thankfully some of them are in exactly the same boat as me, with no match tickets and nowhere to stay, so I don't feel quite so bad all of a sudden. There are others already trying to unload tickets, but they want 200 quid, which I think is a bit steep. So I'm going to leave that at a moment. So now I'm going to shoot down, get myself a ticket for the Eurostar, and hopefully get myself across to France. Despite the ad campaign that desperately tried to get me to stay here in England, there was no way I was going to miss out on France '98. It was obvious to me that there were going to be plenty of tickets flying around on the black market, and so my only worry was how much I was going to have to shell out in order to get one. And anyway, what was the alternative? Watching it in a bar in London, or watching it in a bar in the sunny south of France? Now I have no criminal record. However, in the past, I have been slightly critical of the police and of those that run the great game in this country, and I doubt very much if I'll ever end up on their Christmas card list. With that in mind, there was always the chance that I could have been held up at passport control and asked a few questions that would have meant me missing my connections. Well, that's the first major hurdle out of the way, because I was a bit wary of whether I'd actually get in or not, because you never know what the police are up to these days. But here I am, I'm in Lille, and I've got about an hour to kill before we get down there. A lot of English lads about, a few Jamaican fans about, but still feeling a bit apprehensive because I've heard there's a lot of trouble going on in Marseille last night, so we're going to see what happens there. No one seems to have any rooms booked up, met a few lads with tickets, and that's what's happening at the moment, really. So you go from there. I'm in a phone box on the V, heading down to Marseille. I've just realised I've left my driving licence at home, so I can't hire a car, which is a total shitter. But there you go. Been offered lots of tickets already, ranging from 200 to 250 quid, so I'm not paying that. And sitting opposite me are Trevor and Pat, from Raynham in Kent, who've informed me that they've got a free ticket after winning it from their employees Conic South East, who are apparently French, and they've got a 3-day pass for everything and VIP lounge box at the game. What a bastard. I've got to admit, at this stage I'm very worried because there's a lot of blokes in the same boat as me. I don't want to end up on the beach or sleeping in a doorway, because I don't know what it's going to be like down here at all. It obviously looks a bit heavy. So, let's go and see what I can get. It's going to make the best of a bad job, I think. Well, here we are. We've arrived and we're in Marseille. We got a room. I'm sharing it with 5 other lads. Should be 4 of us in there, but there's going to be 6. And we're out for our first beer. So let's go and have a laugh. Me and the lads found a nice little bar just 200 yards down the road from the local old Bill station. I went inside to order the first beers of the holiday, when suddenly the chair I had reserved for me outside came crashing through the window and joined me at the bar. Well, this is Marseille on the opening night, isn't it? Fucking lovely. That ain't England fans, is it? These local French and Tunisian lads, you can see, throwing everything and anything at the bar, had just come up from the port area, where it had been kicking off all day. Unfortunately for us, this was the first bar containing England fans they had come across. And even more unfortunate for me was the fact that I'd just shelled out 14 quid for 7 pints of lager. Now, after about 5 minutes, things got a little bit too close for comfort, and so I decided to take a nice brisk walk back to the hotel. I don't know if you can pick this up, right, but that was what I would call an interesting evening in Marseille. Finished it off with a few quiet beers in the bar with the lads, but I don't know, not quite what I expected from the first day. So well, there you go. Well, here we are. This is the scene of last night's little altercation. A bit calmer now, I think you agree. Different atmosphere altogether. Don't know what it'll be like tonight, but we're out trying to get tickets. There's 5 of us without tickets now, and we're going to see how we get on. Been offered one for 100 quid hospitality, but I'm not paying that much. As the morning wore on, the pre-match atmosphere was really beginning to warm up. This is what we really come to see, I think. A bit more exciting, some Tunisian fans giving it a large one. However, turn the next corner and you could find yourself in a completely different situation. Wherever the two groups of fans mixed, there was always the potential for trouble. Here we go. Well, there you go, look. It's an hour before kick-off. No tickets still. We've been offered them for 100. That's the best we can get so far, but it's not looking good. There's all the England lads, and it's slowly warming up. So it looks like we're going to be watching it in the park at the moment, so we'll see. Up at the ground, tickets were openly being sold by the locals, who obviously had no interest in the game whatsoever, but had seized their opportunity to make a few extra francs. With thousands of England fans looking for tickets, they made a killing. Look at those couple of cunts, look. Look at those two. Everything I ate, and I bet they got a ticket and I haven't. There we are, look, the riot police are starting to give it a biggie for some reason. Absolutely no fucking reason at all. This is quite interesting. Just because some England lads are having a bit of a giggle. The riot police were also joined by plainclothes police, who gave themselves away somewhat by wearing bright orange armbands. Well, there's the ground. And this is the scene outside the Marseille velodrome before the first game. Well, we decided to fuck off down the beach because no ticket. The person who ripped us off most of all was a Scouser, who was asking 200 quid, which is bang out of order. Still, there you go. We'll go down, watch it on the beach and go from there. Yeah. Look at that. Perfect English holiday family. Dad brings them on holiday. Says, you go down the beach, love, and I'll just go in and watch the football. Top man. Down on the beach, the French had set up a large screen so that all of us without tickets could still get to see the game. Unfortunately, the Tunisians, the French and the English were all mixed in together, and so once again this was always likely to kick off. Midway through the first half, Paul Scholes very nearly put England in front, and from the area where the Tunisians were sitting, a flare was fired directly into the England fans. I can't help feeling a little bit outnumbered here. When Alan Shearer did his job and put England 1-0 up, all hell. England have just scored, and it's gone right off. As the Tunisian fans threw bottles, stones, ripped out just about anything else they could get their hands on, the England supporters were pushed up against the big screen. This was an area from where there was no escape, and many of those trapped were women and children, as well as ordinary blokes just trying to gather their families together. At this stage, the police were only noticeable by their absence, and so some of the England fans took it upon themselves to force the locals back and give those who wanted to the chance to get themselves clear. There was still a football match going on, but on the beach the England fans had something else to worry about.
Some kind of fucking doing a fucking. I thought it was on from the fire fucking flare.
As the English fans chased the Tunisians in one direction, a new lot of the buggers come attacking from the other side.
They can't
And sometimes just having a camcorder in your hand can prove a bit dangerous.
I just got hit by a stone there, right in the knackers. So I'm going to move back a bit. And maybe switch this off. How much my head? Stone right in the bollocks.
Now, having bottles and stones flying around is bad enough, but the lad who just passed across in the blue shirt had just been stabbed in the side by some Tunisian fan.
That guy then had just been stabbed by some Tunisian guy. Oh, and look, the old bill are going to come down on England. The old bill are going to come down on English. Stop it up! They're not even going at it. That's all going off over there. That's going off over there, and the old bill are going to stand and fucking do nothing. That's all going off. That's all going off. Look. That's what it's like to be an English fan abroad.
When the riot police did finally decide to make an appearance, they just stood back and watched as the Tunisian fans in front of them unloaded more and more bottles in the direction of the England fans.
What are those coppers doing? Look, what are those coppers doing? All that's going off there, and what the hell are them coppers doing now? Nothing. They're doing fuck all. Look at the coppers standing there doing absolutely fuck all.
Security told me to fucking sit down while this was fine.
Fucking about the French police, and it's going on right in front of them and they're doing nothing at all.
At first, I just thought it was more firecrackers being fired at us from the Tunisian fans. But then I realised that the riot police had taken the great decision to tear gas the English.
All that about the wrong thing over there. That's gas, isn't it? Ooh, there. That's not very nice. Oh, top road's starting to go. So, they tear gassed us. Right, I'm out, I can't fucking do this. I've just been fucking tear gassed, and this is what it fucking feels like. It's not very nice. Oh dear. But the funny thing was that the police tear gassed the English fans fucking right after the Tunisians are standing fucking in front of them, giving it the biggie. You hear so much about the French riot police and they did absolutely fuck all when it was happening.
The riot police don't actually know what the fuck is going on. They actually do not know what's going on, unfortunately. Sorry.
I've got to say, that stuff fucking is nasty. Very, 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 very nasty. Well, this is the scene now. Last I heard it was 1-0. Right, it's about 3 minutes after last time I'm feeling a bit bad. Someone's given me some water, but every single England fan here is so fucked off because you've seen the film, they're the ones throwing the stuff, the police are standing there doing nothing, they tear gas the English, and I reckon tonight is not going to be a very nice place to be, Marseille. More people are running now, so they're at it again, and it's just gone right off the head. But the English fans are well fucked off, and I don't fucking blame them. And it's still going on.
To get away from the tear gas, some England fans had pulled down some of the fencing so that we could all escape. On the field behind the big screen, more Tunisians came throwing stuff. And so the English lads once again steamed straight back into them.
Oh, there we go, they're getting done. I think the English lads have just had enough. Just had enough. The England lads have just gone in again from there. And the second the England lads have gone in, the police have done a tear gas again. And yet when the French lads go in, they don't seem really beat up over about it. A lot of very, very pissed off English blokes around here. And I must add, a few very unhappy French people as well. Well, it's 15 minutes later. Everyone's milling around. It's all calmed down a bit. That was some hectic 15 minutes. I don't know if I want to go back in and watch the second half. That was heavy, very heavy. And the French, I've got a few questions to answer, I think. I ain't saying that the English are angels at all, but when one lot start it, the police let them get on with it, you can't really have a go at people for having to go back in the end. I don't think so. And then the police steam the English. Seems to be the same way every single time, and yet it's always us held up to be the ones who start it all. So it's coming down, it's all over. Second half just started, they shut the thing down. So, I don't know where we're going to go now. Try and avoid the rest of it.
Well, I kind of had enough of all that, and so I thought I'd try and find myself a nice little bar in order to watch the second half. And I did just that in time to see Scholes put England 2-0 ahead.
finally made it back to the safety of our hotel, and I really can't tell you how happy I am to be here at this moment, because that was really, really naughty. I come back a side route from that bar, met up with two Leeds fans, we walked up together. Just as we got on the main drag, some Tunisians had obviously been run by some English lads, they were running straight at us. So we turned, walked up the side road, the Tunisians followed us, and we had to be on our toes ourselves and run back round. So I've been run in Marseille today, tear gassed and everything else. 2-0, so we'll see what happens. As you can hear, it's still going off big time, all over the place. And I'm not really looking forward to tonight that much. Hello again. Just watched Colombia get beat by Romania 1-0 in the safety of the hotel bar. We're going to go out now, get something to eat and have a drink in Marseille before we go to another town, because I think we've had enough of this place. Might be a bit heavy tonight, so I'm going to leave the video camera here. Don't moan about it, it's alright for you. Sitting at home in the safety of your little armchairs, but it's a bit different out here. So I'm going to leave this here, and I think I better ring the wife to let her know that things ain't quite so bad as you might think they are. Right, so I'll see you later. Oh, well, it's the day after, and after a lot of deliberation, we've decided to book a train straight to Toulouse. We were going to go Montpellier, but we thought we wouldn't bother because Italy, Cameroon, if it's going off there, we don't want to get caught up in that. It's such a shame because this is such a beautiful city, and we ain't really got a chance to see any of it. And they say even on the tourist information that it's not a place where people come to visit. And considering it's such a beautiful city, and it really is, right on the Med, sunshine and everything, there's only one reason, that's obviously because they're locals. But anyway, I will be glad to see the back of it, and so will every other England fan I've spoken to. And so next stop is Toulouse.
Well, Toulouse was a good idea, but we had time to kill, and alcohol can have a very strange effect on a young man. And so, things kind of changed.
Well, after a day of indecision, we're now finally on a bus to God knows where after getting trained. We were going to Barcelona, now we got off at Montpellier, so fuck knows what's going to happen now. But we shall see. Apparently we're on the coast, which should be nice. We've arrived finally in a place called Palavas. There's now 9 of us, so we're getting bigger all the time. And it's a lot quieter, it's lovely and sunny, very hot. And beaches over there, loads of boats, got a nice room, not bad, nice and cheap. And we're just going off to a bar to watch Scotland get beat, we hope, by Norway, so the Scots are on their way home. So this is much more relaxed. Still a few old Bill around though. Here I am in the room in Palavas. Just about to go to bed. It's 10 to 2 in the morning, and I've just seen the biggest drugs deal go down that I've ever seen in this room, which is weird considering it's such a sleepy place. One of the guys who we're with has been threatened with being thrown out of this hotel because he's a complete arse. And if I had my way, I would like to see him thrown in the river and fucked off for good. Eyelids and shut eye, big time. So good night. Well, I think the worst place is to wake up with an hangover. We had a good night until one of the lads decided to play up a bit. Been left in the hotel on his own. At 36, you'd think he probably would have been big enough to come and get us, but he played up a bit, so much so that the landlord threatened to throw him out at the hotel, and we had to calm the whole situation down. And he come in a bar. When he finally did find us, we met a lovely English bloke. He took us around, took us to a great bar, when old matey come in, straight away he told the waitress to F off. But it just happened that the bar was owned by a guy who'd just done 20 years for armed robbery, and he went straight for a gun behind the bar, and luckily our friend stopped him. Which is a shame, really, because I'd have liked to give him another 5 minutes so he could have blown his bloody head off. Well, now we're in Montpellier. This is the afternoon of the game, and you couldn't get a more different atmosphere than the one that we was having in Marseille. It's a real party atmosphere here. Everything's going on, loads of stuff. Loads of all over the place. Most of them are actually Australian, the ones I've spoken to anyway. But this is a gorgeous place, and it's a beautiful day. And now hopefully we're going to be able to get tickets, because apparently there's a lot flying around. So this is like another world entirely, really.
When you come to a game like this, you realise what the England fans are missing out on. And it kind of pisses you off, really. There was a brilliant vibe, everyone was getting on, and there were no police in your face. It was just a great day out.
Outside Montpellier Stadium, trying to get a ticket, not a chance. The tickets went down about 50. Now they've gone back up to a winner. All right, mate. And so I might go back down and watch it in the city centre. So this has gone tits up as well. Good atmosphere, though. Not like the atmosphere we had the other day in Marseille. It's pretty cool, eh? A lot of English here, though.
Back at the big screen, the atmosphere was blinding. But the result didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. I mean, every England fan wants to see Italy lose, don't they?
Italy have just scored the second, so that's all over. Bit of a mixed reception, I reckon. Right, we've just left Montpellier, we're on the move again. Last night I got very drunk, indeed. But I feel alright this morning, I can't really make that one out. But we're on a train, as I said, we're off to Toulouse, because we're trying to get tickets for an England-Romania game, so we're going to get there early. Apparently, they want us to go there now, despite what the press is saying. And so hopefully it's going to be a couple of days to chill out, and we might try and get to the South Africa-Denmark game this afternoon. Well, just got to Toulouse, and the town with the most hotels is completely booked. So we're actually got somewhere that's 15 kilometres out. So we're umming and ahhing what to do, and I'm half umming and ahhing about to get on a plane and go home and come back out. But I don't know, we're going to see. Just got offered tickets, met up with another guy who's touting, he's bumming his way around here touting. He's just got 4 tickets for 45 quid each, so I might go tonight. I don't know, I've got to see one game while I'm here. But it looks a nice place. But for all we were told about the Toulouse people said that they'd welcome us here, all we've heard is that as soon as they hear you're English, you've got no chance of getting in a hotel. So it's gone a bit tits up really, because we could end up in the arse end of nowhere. Right, it's about 1/4 to kick off, and I've got my first ticket at face value, 25 quid, South Africa, Denmark. There it is. Little baby, so I'm going to enjoy my first World Cup match ever, which is going to be good fun. But we leaved it a bit late.
I got offered this ticket by an American guy whilst I was having a cup of coffee up at the station. The name on the ticket is Prime Sport International, a corporate company. And just how that ticket got on the black market is something that maybe FIFA should look into.
This ain't a bad place for football ground, is it? So I've never seen so many tickets on sale for one game. So I feel quite ripped off now. Could have probably got it cheaper. Well, it's 1:45. Don't know if you can see that. We're on Saturday night. We've had a bit of a break on Saturday night, and I'm absolutely bollocks. Very pissed. But who isn't on a Saturday night, in all honesty? A lot of English lads piling in to Toulouse, but it's okay, it's cool. Very nice vibe here tonight. It's been a bit iffy. You can't blame the locals for being a bit worried, considering what the TV coverage has been. But no, it's been all right, it's been good, and tonight it's been good. There's been no hassle. So we're trying to get tickets. I've lost all the others, God knows where they've gone.
But the best we've heard is 300 quid, which is quite heavy really, isn't it? So we'll leave that, I think, until the day of the game and see what happens then. But it's a good vibe here. If it does kick off tomorrow, I've been thinking about it. If it kicks off tomorrow, the day before the game, then I'm going to do the off because I don't really need it anymore. I've had enough of it. But tonight, the vibe's been brilliant. The people have been good. Met some fantastic people. Even met another bloke from Watford. You know, it's all the people I do. I was sitting next to him all night and didn't really got up to say goodbye. So that's the way it is with England away. And let's hope tomorrow we get a bit of a chance with a ticket because I've got to see one game, at least. So good night, I'm going to crash out now. Good night.
Toulouse, it's the night before the game against Romania. Vibe is really good, although the French are still a bit iffy and worrying a bit. I'm not going to film for too long because there's a lot of camera crews running around and people don't like having cameras put in their face. And tomorrow I'm going to put this away because I want to try and get a ticket. Best I've been offered so far is 150 quid. I ain't paying that, I'm going to hang on. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the night here. And hopefully I've hooked up with a Watford fan at last, top boy, and so I'm going to make the most of it. And this is the scene when England away, when it ain't too bad. A load of lads, all a bit drunk, but just having a good laugh. Let's hope it stays like that, and stays like that again tomorrow. I think it will. I think it's all cool now. Here we are, outside the Melting Pot pub. Blokes just having a crack. Pissed up because it is about 11 o'clock on a normal night, so it's just like being in England. Unfortunately, most of Europe don't understand that. But that's England away. It's the afternoon of the Romania game and I'm back at Toulouse station because I'm just about to put all my gear in the lockup. It's been announced on the news that the English police and the French police have decided that anybody who is a hooligan at home or convicted of football violence, they can expel, even if they've done nothing here. So people are now really wary about having a camera put in their face, and I understand that. There's a lot of English turned up today, so I don't think I'm going to get a ticket. It's looking a lot more dodgy. I was really hoping I would get one. So I'm going to put everything away now. Hopefully I'll get in the game. I really want to see this game, especially after missing the one in Marseille. And next time I speak to you, hopefully I'll be back safe and sound at Waterloo. Well, I've got a camera out of the locker because the vibe now is absolutely brilliant. So I thought, sod it, down here to the square. It's brilliant. Loads of English here, having a big, large one. It is from England. Don't look very English to me, but he's having a good time. This is what it's like. Have a look at this.
What's she doing?
No, she ain't got them out yet, but she might get them out. There's no chance of a ticket. They're going for stupid money still. There we go. Listen to that. I think England are having it. I must write a postcard to the missus.
During the day, the vibe got better and better as more and more England fans poured into the centre of Toulouse.
It's a real shame, because if England would have come here first rather than Marseille, and hopefully the whole vibe would have been like this. But unfortunately at Marseille we had the problems with the locals. The press seem to want to ignore that. But it could have been like this all the way through, and I hope that the rest of the world will look at this and pick up on this rather than the trouble that was down there. We've got to go and find them Watford lads. Well, there's a good England flag. Look at that, all the way to Toulouse, and Harry on it right in the middle of the square. Enough to make you weep, is. Top lads. That's typical that, isn't it? The only motor managing to get in a hole there is a Watford motor. Top lads, that's made my day, that is. I'll be a lot happier though. Still no chance of a ticket. Well, it's been really cool in this square this afternoon. It's been a right good giggle. The police are starting to move everybody off. They said they would at 6, so that's what they're going to do. But it's been a right old laugh. And this has proved that the English fans can have a good giggle when they want, when no one's trying to stab them in the back or throw bottles at them all afternoon. So it's now off up to the ground and still hopeful of getting a ticket. Hopefully the price will start dropping now. There we are, look, all the coaches, England Travel Club, sneakers, Mark Butler Travel. There's thousands of us here without tickets. Obviously buy the wrong chocolate bars. Now, it costs £27 to join England Travel Club, but you've got more chance of a ticket if you've got connections with one of these corporate companies. Now, for me, that's a because I know most of them people ain't got no intention of going to this game, and that's why I've got a chance of getting a ticket on the black market.
Now, as time wore on, I was really starting to get worried about getting a ticket for this one. But then, as luck would have it, a guy came across the road and straight up to me. He was wearing a nice blazer that had a lovely embroidered FA emblem on it, and he offered me a full corporate ticket for 125 quid. I could not believe my luck.
I paid 125 quid for that, and there it is, and it's a full Monty VIP. It belongs to Mr. Coustilliers, which is not very English, and I shouldn't get in with that according to the ad campaign. But there's me invitation, look, got dinner, the lot. I think I'll pass on that, I'm not quite dressed for it. I've hedged me bets, Mr. Brimson. But here goes, let's see what happens. I got through the first police cordon. Here's the thing outside. I'm not in yet though, so we've got to wait and see. I've just got in. I ain't got in my seat yet, but I'm in the stadium. They've even let me in with a camcorder. So if I can get into my seat, I'm going to leave it a while. If I can get in my seat, I'm going to be one very happy England supporter. Just check my ticket, it's a £30 seat, and apparently it's one of the best in the ground. Oh, I do hope I get in. I really hope that I get in. And to actually see the pitch and to see England kick off a game in the World Cup in France. I know we're a feast of football and everything like that, but I've got to say it. What has he come as? Something I've just realised, my ticket's actually is in the best seats. I've just checked out what port I'm in, and so once I'm in there I'm going to have to play it a bit cool. I'm not going to be able to give it a large one. I've got a nice French t-shirt that I bought beforehand because I thought it'd help me get a ticket easier and get through easier. It makes me look less laddie. Look, it's bad, is it? Anyway, for £5, can't complain. Hello. Oh, that's a good bit of French, wasn't it? So when we get in there, I'm going to be sitting probably with a load of suitors, which might be quite a giggle.
Now, I know I'm within the stadium area, but there was still one ticket check that I had to get through before I could actually see England kick off a World Cup game. At the moment of reckoning, the old bum started to twitch a bit.
This is the moment I'm dreading. Will I actually get in to see the game? This is the moment.
Well, I'm in, but unfortunately you ain't, because although I've shot it, FIFA say that my footage is illegal, and so I ain't allowed to show it.
Well, the game's finished, and something went wrong there. England didn't win. Never mind, I got in and saw it. It was worth it for the goal anyway. And now I've got to get back to the station and get back to England. In less than 10 should be back, tucked up in bed and getting some kip. At last. Hopefully. Hopefully. Well, I'm back at Euston, waiting for my final train home after a journey from hell. That was a terrible journey, and I absolutely stink something rotten, so my wife's not going to be too happy with me when I get in. Didn't get any sleep. When we got back to Paris, there was a lot of riot police to guide us out of the station and onto the metro. And then someone said that it actually kicked off last night in Toulouse, which if it did, is such a shame, because it was such a great day. I know England lost, but it was a good day and the people of Toulouse were brilliant. I really hope that's wrong. Anyway, I'll find out a bit more about it, I suppose, when I get home on the news. What I want more than anything now is a bath and a decent cup of tea and a bit of time with the wife, which would be nice.
Well, as you know, I'm back home in England, and I've just been going through the newspapers that I had delivered while I was away. Oh dear, you did get some shite in the papers back here, didn't you? Well, I know what I saw on the beach, because I got the film. But some of this stuff I've read, and it's not just the tabloids, it's every kind of papers at it. What a load of pony. I mean, I know there was some England lads out there more than willing to have a bit of a punch-up, but there's two sides to every story, and there was a lot of innocent people caught up in that down on the beach, people who just wanted to watch the football. But I don't see any of that in any of these papers. Funnily enough, I don't see anything about all the good nature of Toulouse either. But column inches in that one, really is there. Good morning. It's the day of the final group game in Lens. I've had a couple of days off. Last time I spoke to you, I was at Euston Station, and I was worried about there'd been trouble at Toulouse, if you remember, which in fact there wasn't that much. A couple of drunken brawls, which considering there were 25,000 in England there, ain't that bad. Still not very nice, of course, but not that bad. So one pillock makes a remark about there being a lot of trouble and everybody's on edge, which says quite a lot, I think. The press have been building this one up in Lens, saying like the town's under siege. They're expecting German hooligans, French hooligans, Belgian hooligans, really whipping it up. Of course, the press would love it to go off as normal, but we'll see. I think it's going to be all right, actually. I'm not too sure whether England are going to qualify or not. That's a bit... But I'm going to go down. I haven't got a ticket. They've put a blanket alcohol ban on Lens from 8 this morning to 8 tomorrow morning. That might stop some people going, so I think there might be an outside chance. So you've got to go and try, haven't you? Anyway, I'm going to get down to Dover now because I'm running later than I thought. Got up late, naughty boy. But let's get down there and see what happens. At this stage, I think it's worth mentioning the fact that if the tickets would have gone to the genuine fans in the first place, I wouldn't have to be doing it the hard way. But as we all know, it's the corporate boys that have got them, and so it's one of their spares that I'm going to be trying to pick up today on the black market. I've arrived at Dover. It's 20 to 11 on the morning of the game, so I'm going to get myself over there. I've still got to get myself a ticket. I want a foot passenger ticket. Then I'll jump on a train at Calais, get down to Lille, because I've still got my train ticket that I bought on the first day, because the French aren't that clever at checking. So I've still got 4 days to use up, which is handy. I'm not so sure what the result's going to be tonight. I've got a very nasty feeling England might get knocked out. I hope not.
I'm still hopeful of a ticket, obviously, or I wouldn't be going. There's a lot of England around. Probably not as many as I thought, though. So let's get over there and see what unfolds. Well, when I arrived at departures, I was told by P&O that they were taking no more foot passengers, which was a bit of a worry. But I bombed down to the departure desk anyway, and I got booked to see France, and I'm on the next one, 12:15. Okay? So let's get over there. I've just had some very dodgy French food, which I could be seeing again in a minute because it's a bit choppy out there, and I'm not feeling that good really. The alcohol ban that they've put in place hasn't come as far as the ferries, so everybody's in the bar getting legless and then hitting the duty free and buying crates of lager to drink on the train on the way down, so that one hasn't worked at all. Everyone I've met hasn't got a ticket, so that's not looking very good. And also, people are starting to worry me about where we're actually going to get to see the game, because if the bars are all shut, that just ain't going to happen. And considering it's so important, I'm not very happy about that. But we'll see what happens once we get over the other side. To get off here, get on the train, and then head down to Lille before hopping over to Lens. Let's hope that there isn't going to be any trouble, although there's been rumours again that there have been problems this morning in Lille and there have been more arrests, so I hope that doesn't happen. This thing they're going on about the Germans turning up, I can't see that, especially after the problems that they've already had here. I don't think them faces are going to dare show themselves back up here after the trouble they had with putting the coma. I don't think you're going to get any locals here. It's going to be way too many English for that. I think it's going to frighten people off. But let's wait and see what happens when we actually get down there. Well, I've just come off the ferry, got straight round to the train station, and I'm straight on the train, no time to waste. And outside the train station, a lovely young French lad offered me a ticket for £50, which is there. Isn't that lovely? Now, this is the game I really didn't expect to have a chance of getting in. I heard of another one on the ferry that went for 280 quid, so I've had a bit of a bargain there. So I'm in. 2 out of 3, ain't bad.
Now, there's a story about this ticket. The guy in front of me had just told the bloke selling it to F off, because he thought he was selling 2 for 1,000 quid. But when I asked him if it was 1,000 francs, he said yes. And so I bunged 100, which is 50 quid to me and you. In return, he slipped one of them into my greasy little hand. And what a nice little result that was.
Now, I've just changed the trains pretty quickly because I want to get down the Lens as soon as possible. I'm quite happy to get away from most of the English fans who've just got off to have a pint in this small place where we've changed over. I don't know even where we are at the moment. But there was a lot of people looking at me rather enviously for the ticket, particularly 2 Stoke lads, one of which has got the ticket next to the one I've got, and I think he wanted his mate to have my one so they could sit together. So I'm quite relieved to get away from them, because I did get a feeling there's a possibility that I might get my ticket lifted, which we don't want. I'm sure an Englishman wouldn't do that abroad, would he? But you never know. So I'm now off on the last little leg down to Lens, and hopefully hook up with some of the people I met over the last 9 days. And then I'll feel a bit safer when I've got some more people around me. We've got the ticket.
And there it was, Lens Stadium, right by the side of the railway track. It was a shame we had to go on for another half mile. Well, I just arrived at Lens
and it's all very quiet. All the bars are shut. It's very, very strange atmosphere here, very subdued. Apparently there's no tickets around. There's just been a bit of trouble apparently, and a lot of the people are getting on the train and going back. I'm going to keep quiet. I've got a ticket, I think, at the moment. There is nothing about, apparently. So we'll see what happens from now on. It should be alright, I should get in, I think. I'm going to keep an eye out for some of the people I met and see what happens from there. But I've just heard also that, alright mate, also that the train back to Calais until 2 o'clock in the morning, which is going to be great, isn't it? Right, I'm still outside the station, and the best I've heard of tickets is 400 quid, which is obscene. Apparently the Colombians have got quite a few. I've got a feeling it's going to be really naughty here later. There's not a very nice vibe at all, and so I'm going to actually head off up the ground. There's a lot of people looking at me very funny, so I'm going to head off up the ground and get out of the way of here, because I think the longer this goes on, this isn't going to be very nice round here. Hope not, we'll see. And hopefully I'm going to get up there and get out of the way of this, because it's not a very nice vibe at all. Well, this is what it's like. It's really subdued. It's been pretty heavy apparently. There's the riot police, not looking like they know what they want to do. This is the way to the stadium. There's more riot police over there. No one seems to know what they're doing here, and I think this is going to be really naughty later on, because there's nothing here for the England fans to do, and they just don't seem to know what to do with them and do with them or get them out. So I'm going to actually go now. I'm going to get down to the ground, because it's getting heavier by the minute here, and this could kick off any single minute. Here come all of them. Alright, I'll be just beating someone up for no reason, and a few of the England lads have had to go back, and I don't fucking blame them. Start away, yeah. The old Bill here are shitting themselves. They ain't got a fucking clue what's going on here. All this on one bloke. This is looking really, really naughty. Very naughty indeed. They're dragging off one guy. There they go. Now I've just got past the old Bill Corden with the ticket, which is handy, although they did check it quite happily. And these coppers here haven't got a clue. They look very, very worried indeed. And I'm going to just move away from this. They don't know what they're doing. They haven't got a clue what they're doing at all. And this is looking really horrible. So I'm out of the way of this. Oh, he's off. There's more camera crews here than people with tickets. It's fucking ridiculous. Get out of the way. At this stage, all I want to do is get in and get out of the way. Oh dear, I don't like the look at them guns. Well, this is the welcome we've had, which is a bit heavy after Toulouse. This is good. This could go any single second, and that is because there's so many England fans without a ticket, and they've done nothing for them. There's nowhere for anyone to go. They have really mucked this one up. Still, I've sort of got in, which is a relief, I tell you, because even I was scared walking down that road. Everyone there looking to see it go off. Even I was scared walking down that road. I would be much happier if I hooked up with some people who I knew. I must say, this time the ticket did get looked at by a very worried, but very large gendarme. I'm going to switch this off, because people are looking at me now as though I'm part of these camera crews, which of course I ain't. Like that bloke there, and I don't want to get battered. Not now I've come this far, anyway. It does make you wonder, and it does make you pretty angry, really, when you consider how many people have come all this way, not a prayer. Some have followed England all over the place. But there you go. Just over 2 hours to kick off, and they're starting to let people in. Like I say, we've moved down from the main drag in the station because it was very naughty. It would seem like I've had a right old tickle for 50 quid, because everyone else is paying 200 minimum. So what a result. And we're going to go in now and try and suss it all out and have a better vibe inside, because after all, we did come to see the football and had enough of the trouble at Marseille, so that's why we decided not to hang around too long out there. So let's hope that it's the same sort of thing lined up as at Toulouse, and there's a lot going on inside to pass the next 2 hours, otherwise it's going to be boring. I've got a friend with me here, look. He still won't give me a free Coke. £1.50 for a Coke. A bit steep, isn't it?
Only 15.
That's a lot of money in English. But there you go. So anyway, I'm going to go in. Ground looks fantastic. So I just hope the atmosphere is going to be good. I'm sure there's loads and loads of England here. And a lot of Colombians, and are mixing really well. That's what it's all about. So I'm going to enjoy the game.
Now, if you remember, the Football Association made a great play of telling us that if we had a ticket with a French name on it, we wouldn't get in. Unfortunately, the ticket I've got for this game has just that. And so if they check this ticket and then my passport, I could be in a bit of hot water here.
Just heard one guy who was going to buy 3 tickets, 100 quid each, off a Colombian tout outside. There's a lot of Colombians with tickets. And they took him around the corner and gave him a good hiding and nicked all 3 tickets. Not a lot you can say about that, really, although he was pretty happy with himself. Anyway, I'm going to go in now. Well, I just got through the ticket barrier, and that was very scary because the guy gave my ticket a very, very long, hard look, which was worrying. I might have to change my pants when I get home, I think. But anyway, I'm in. My port is 22, it's the one behind me. And I should get there now. But that was worrying. He gave that a long look.
As you can see, I got in all right. And did they check my passport? Did they bollocks?
There's the ticket. Better not drop it over that balcony, otherwise I'll be running down there like a rocket. There it goes. This looks a fabulous ground, by the way. And the atmosphere's at last starting to warm up. It was very tetchy outside, as I've said so many times. It's starting to warm up at last. And let's just hope England can do the business.
Well, once again, I can't show you the pictures. But they can't rob us fair, can they?
What a top seat. 50 quid. Got to be worth it. And for all those at the FA who said we'd never get here, well, twice I've proved you wrong. And I could have probably got into Marseille as well if I was prepared to spend the money. It just goes to show that you can't keep England fans away. Especially when you try and rip them off, because it makes us all the more determined to get here.
Well, that wasn't too bad, was it? 2-0. So England carry on. And Scotland go home early. Never mind, Dave. It's coming! It's coming! Just after the win. 2-0 over Colombia. Lovely jubbly. Look at that. All that weight in there. That's not very nice, is it? Oh, I'm going to get myself up to the station. So that's England through to the next round. I think it's Argentina, which will be funny. And down to Saint-Etienne. I don't know the other result. I'm taking that's what's going to be happening. I now want to get home to Calais and get back to Britain. Just like the Scots are already, which is a shame, isn't it, really? Never mind. But 2-0, I'm well chuffed with that one. Time to get home and get some kit. I finally made it back to Calais after a very long and tiring train journey, and I'm absolutely knackered at the moment. It took so long I actually missed my ferry, and the next one ain't for another couple of hours. Thankfully some guy managed to nick a load of boarding passes for a P&O one, so I'm no longer on French seaway, so at least I'm going to get home a little bit earlier, and I'm just about to sit down and have a cup of coffee to try and wake myself up before the drive home. So all in all, that would have been about 18 hours to watch one game of football, and was it worth it? Well, I think the 2-0 result, yes it was. Well, I'm back on my lovely little motor at 4 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely shattered. Once again, I didn't use my train ticket, but more impressively, I bunked the ferry home, which I think is pretty cool, actually. So thank you, P&O Ferries, for a free trip. Otherwise, I'd still be sitting in France now. I'd have another half hour to go before I even thought about getting on the ferry. So that's a bit of a result. I'm so knackered now, there's no way I'm driving home, so I'm just going to drive into Dover, find a side and get a couple of hours kip before finally making it home. So it would have been about 24 hours all told. Be glad to get in my bed. Well, here we go again. It's the night before the game with Argentina. I'm at Victoria Station, and I'm doing it a different way this time. I'm leaving the train behind, and I'm going on a coach trip because I was feeling a bit Billy No Mates on the train, and a mate of mine's going on the coach. I thought, sod it, I'll go with him. Now, I'm sure you know there's only 2,050 tickets going for this game, so who knows? You know, especially after Lens. I got very lucky at Lens, so you've got to try, haven't you? And thanks to Mr. Visa card, I'm going again. So you can only do your best. Let's see what happens. They've lifted the drinks ban, which is a bit silly. I've got to make the most of it. So let's get on the coach, get down to the shuttle this time. I've done it all, haven't I? So we'll get on the shuttle and go from there.
The big story in the build-up to this fixture was the ticket allocation that England received. Now, the Football Association were jumping up and down and making all sorts of noises. But it's worth remembering at this stage that they okayed that allocation over 2 years ago, and they were fully aware of what was going to happen if England qualified and reached the second stage of France '98.
I'm just outside Saint-Etienne, about an hour away actually, and at a service station. Didn't get no kip last night, of course, until the last 10 minutes, when I finally managed to crash out and everyone woke me up to go and get some breakfast, which was nice of them, wasn't it? 4 of the blokes have got vouchers, so they're guaranteed tickets for the game. The rest of us, we're all chancing our arm. So we'll see what happens when we get down there. Some of them are going to pay over 200 quid. I ain't even going to go near that, not for this one. Hope the vibe's all right in Saint-Etienne. Of course, we haven't got a clue at the moment. The quarter-final lineup's looking very, very dodgy indeed. So there's some good sides in there. I think whoever wins this one could well go on to win it. Let's hope it's England, of course. And I can get in to see it as well, it'll be nice. If I bump in the right person, I might get in. If not, I'll have to watch it in a bar. Could be worse, couldn't it?
This is the ground at Saint-Etienne, and ain't that lovely? But you wouldn't think there was a World Cup qualifier kicking off in a few hours' time, would you? Because as far as the organisation was concerned, there was none of it.
I've arrived in Saint-Etienne very early, because they obviously weren't expecting us. We're the first coach here. And they've parked us miles away from the ground for some reason. Very nice, I don't think. Don't seem to know what's going on. We've been told we've got to get a shuttle bus to the ground. A lot of the lads are getting panicky because they've got to cash their vouchers in. So they're getting a bit worried. They've only got an hour and a half to do it, so they better get a move on. Apparently also I've heard from one French guy that the tickets are really dropped in price dramatically, because no one's buying at all, and they're down to under 200 quid already. And at 11:30, that means that I'm quite hopeful that I might get one for under a £1. So if I get to see this, it'll be a miracle, especially after what they've been saying in the papers. So let's get on the bus, get over to the stadium, and then me and my mate, we're going to hop on another bus and get into the centre, because that's where our best chance of getting a ticket's going to be. Well, this is the scene in one of the main squares in Saint-Etienne. It's 1:30, so there's a long way to go to kick off. There are a lot of tickets, but all the local Arabs have got them. There's the surprise. And they're going for 400 quid at the moment, which is a bit strong. So we'll hang on. I think there will be a chance here. There's a lot of English here, and then prices are going to dip. I just see one guy lift a ticket off a guy. He wanted 200 quid for it. He gave him 100 and then took it out of his hand and did the off, which is quite good to see actually. Prove him Arabs.
The other big story being whipped up back home by the British press was all this Argentinian Nazi nonsense. Apparently there was a couple of hundred of them and they were coming to kill us. Well, I didn't see them. All I saw was a load of Argies and a load of English mixing well and having a bloody good day.
Well, it's 5 hours now before kick-off and there's absolutely no chance of a ticket going anything less than 250 quid. So we've left the main square where it's starting to get a bit very busy and we're going up to the ground, try our luck up there, but it's not looking very good at all at the moment and it's very, very hot. Right, we're 3 hours before the game now, and taking a piss really. Tickets went down, then they've gone back up, and now they're asking 300 quid. But a lot are coming out. Obviously, people just finished work, trying to sell their one ticket. I don't like all these people walking around looking at me like that. I really don't. People are starting to get a bit of the ump as well, and I've got to say I'm one of them because they are taking the piss a bit. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a few get lifted. But we shall see. Still a lot of English blokes around looking for them. Nowhere near as many as there were in Toulouse or Lens, but still a lot of people around without tickets. So let's keep banging away at it and see if we get one. Well, it's now an hour and a half before kick-off. The thieving little buggers are still wanting 300 quid, so I'm getting off. I think I'm just going to go and watch it in a bar and fuck a lot of them.
I can't watch it in a bar.
There's got to be a bar somewhere.
They're closing all. We've been everywhere. They're closing them all.
Well, there you go.
For favour. How much are you going to pay for a ticket?
I was going to pay 100. I ain't paying no fucking more than that. So I don't know whether we're going to get to see the game at all. We might try one last knock up at the ground and see if there's any chance there, but it's not looking good at the moment. And the music's crap. Listen. Well, we come up to the ground, there's it's a much better atmosphere, but there's lots and lots of people hanging around waiting for tickets. We might have a chance of one that's been offered by some English blokes. Bloke got 12 tickets at face value in Paris yesterday, and it might be a spare. But I'm going to let my mate have that, because I've already been in to see 2 games. And as I've said, I am pretty cheesed off with the whole thing at the moment. There's a lot of English here, I don't know whether they've got tickets or not, but there's still a lot of people hanging around waiting for it. So we'll see. A couple of the official coaches coming in now as well. I bet all the sneakers people are in there, tucked up, having their meal and all that. Same old story. And on the corner there's a load of Mexicans who've just come up to me and said, we need tickets. But they don't need them as much as everybody else here needs them. So that's a good job by FIFA, for that, isn't it? And the English FA for agreeing to take 2,000 tickets for this game. And that's what it's been like all day today in Saint-Etienne. There's people of every nationality trying to get tickets. Out of order. Well, I don't believe that. Some muppet French bloke just gave me that to check it out. He wanted 300 quid for it. It's a 20 quid ticket, so I gave him 100 quid. Walked off, he got the ump a bit. But I was gone by then, and a load of England lads around him and on my side. Don't fucking believe it, that's lovely. So here's a very happy Englishman. Lovely. Just got through the first old Bill cordon, so that's lovely, isn't it? Look, they're all behind me, look. So I'm going to get to see England play Argentina in the quarterfinals of the World Cup, which ain't too bad, I don't think. There's the ground there to me, look. 100 quid, oh, a lot of money, but you got to pay that, haven't you? Ain't heard no one get near that today. I'm a lucky little bunny, aren't I? I'm going to enjoy this one. I might even try and sneak in the England end. See if I can get away with that. I'll get away with everything else, so we'll try and get away with that tonight. This is the English bit, and that's the bit I really want to get in. I'm in the section, which is a real pig, because I'm going to be sitting with loads of froggies, and hopefully not the bloke who I've ripped this off. Because if I was sitting next to him, that'd be a bit of a pig. I really want to try and get in that section more than anything else. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. I could probably try and bundle in, I suppose. Let's have a go. We'll have a go at that. Well, I just tried it, and I were having none of it. And I actually thought I might even lose my ticket, but it had to be worth a go. Some bloke from Stoke tried to get me in. The blokes from Stoke ain't too bad, really. He tried to get me in, but they were having none of it. So I've got to go around and see the other side. I just found out at least I'm not in the Argentinian bit, which would have been fun, wouldn't it? Still, never mind, whatever. I'm in, so I don't give a monkeys, really. He's having a laugh, look. Get on. Hey. Top boy. Anyway, I'm going to get in there now, and next time you see me, hopefully, I'll be in my seat, having a large one, because it's only 25 minutes to kick off. Better get a move on. Well, once again, I'm in. I've got through the ticket thing, and I've had another stroke of luck, because I met up with 2 other blokes outside, and I've swapped my ticket with one of them so they could be in the same section, which is brilliant, because it means I ain't going to get the possibility of sitting next to the bloke who I just shafted for the money, which is the right result. And we've just looked at the ports, and I've got a better seat than the one I actually bought. So all it needs now is for England to win, and this would have been an absolute total result. Half an hour ago it looked a nightmare, now it's absolutely blinding. I think I'm going to just ring me mates sitting at home and let them know to keep their eyes out for me. Different ticket, look at that. Much better. Well, there we go. There she blows, I've swapped it. Look at that, manpower, it says now. That's another corporate company ticket that's into someone else's hands, which I should be worried about, but it's the quarter-final of the World Cup, so I'm not going to moan. There you go, that's the 3rd match I've got into, and this time I'm also in with a load of other England fans, which was absolutely blinding. So I'm having right old knees up, and a good old sing-song, got a few arches around me. I don't care, if you don't bother me. I'm just going to really enjoy this one. This is going to be blinding. 2-1 England! See me! Yeah! Fuck you, Lou. Fucking bastards. Oh, that's the end of that then, isn't it? Bollocks. That's the end of that then, that's all over now. Once again England get done on penalties, that's the end of the story really. All the arches giving it the large one. I just want to get the hell out of here and get home back to England now. Can't blame the team, they did fantastically, but it always comes down to penalties, and we just never had a run on the ball, do we? Anyway, that's it from me. I'm off back to England. Well, here we are, once again at Euston Station after another very long, tiring trip. And I'm very glad to be home, of course. Unfortunately, England are out, so that's it. And overall, I don't think I did too bad. I got into 3 out of the 4 games, and I could have as well if I wanted to. But I would have missed out on the beach party, which was an experience in itself, I'm sure you'll agree. Lucky to be here actually, because we very nearly missed our coach, so we're just about to pull off and we'd have been stranded in France, and that's all thanks to the excellent French organisation who sent us into town rather than to the car park. But never mind, we got back, and so that's it from me until the next football competition, which is Euro 2000, and so hopefully I'll be seeing you then.
Se tutto questo ha un senso in nome del pallone. Questo è il nostro...
Ogni persona ci deve avere un interesse, perché se c'è un interesse alla fine che fa? Lavoro casa, casa lavoro, o se va a bucare o si ammazza, ho capito? Cioè uno ci deve avere un interesse, un hobby, lo stavo dicendo che chi va in palestra, chi va ai corse dei cavalli, chi va a vedere sfilate di moda, chi va a vedere a Roma, chi va a vedere basket, cioè un interesse ci vuole avere.
Invece secondo me la cosa più bella della curva è l'aggregazione fra tutti, cioè in quel momento quando stai lì ti dimentichi tutto quello che magari c'è al di fuori, dalla politica a quello che magari purtroppo come quasi tutti uno magari può passare anche dei problemi a casa, quando sei lì sei tutto uno.
È domenica 27 novembre e lo Stadio Olimpico di Roma è presidiato dalla polizia. Si gioca il derby Lazio-Roma ed aleggia una strana tensione, frutto dei terribili incidenti di domenica scorsa a Brescia. Stampa, società sportive, forze dell'ordine accusano di violenza gratuita ancora una volta i terribili ultra della Roma, quelli della curva sud. E i capi della curva più a rischio d'Italia accettano di parlare di fronte alle nostre telecamere.
Brescia è proprio tutte le domeniche. Noi sappiamo che tipo di trasferta affrontavamo. L'unica cosa che loro hanno potuto fare è tirarci i sassi quando passavamo che Purma ci avranno tirato 2000 sassi, 2000 persone.
Diciamo che c'era una città intera che aspettava i tifosi.
Perché? Perché c'è un odio fondato da Bossi, dai tempi dei Bossi, da Roma Ladrona.
Sì, ma
Roma
comunque, a parte, no, ma comunque non è solo il discorso dei tifosi romanisti, però aspetta, perché se tu ci pensi bene, la gente che scendi dal treno lì e va a vedere la partita, ti mettono dentro certi autobus e hanno le grate. E quindi tutto l'anno lì già capisci che ci stanno sempre sti bresciani.
Ma quello è un discorso di
No, è un discorso che tutte le domeniche succede una cosa, no? Perché mo sono arrivati i romanisti,
sì,
questa è una grande palla,
cioè, comunque io penso che per dare una coltellata a un'altra persona non ci vogliono tre mani a inferire la coltellata. Quindi hanno preso 3 persone e avevano inizialmente dato questa accusa orribile. Invece da quanto risulta pare sti ragazzi o chi tirava un sasso
hanno cambiato resistenza,
o chi insomma faceva altre cose. Non mi sembra giusto insomma far pagare questi 3 ragazzi per uno che ha dato una coltellata e fa tutto in mezzo.
La muraglia umana della curva sud è divisa in molte fazioni, spesso politicizzate. Vite spese in allucinanti trasferte in treno o in pullman attraverso l'Italia e l'Europa e in scontri annunciati con gli eserciti di ultra delle squadre avversarie.
Succedono delle cose, no? O no?
Ma perché in tribuna non si vede?
Ma succede come succede all'angolo della strada.
Ma perché quel ragazzo che hanno malmenato quanti giorni fa? 4-5 giorni fa fuori una scuola, è stato pestato a sangue.
Ieri un altro, 10 contro ragazzi.
Ma succede,
cioè, ma lo stato di 80, 90, 100.000 persone, non è che ci stanno 100.000 fratelli salesiani là,
il problema che
ha litigato con la moglie, quello gli dà una spinta, parte una scazzata e si vede una macchia di gente e si sposta.
Ma se tu fai una statistica, ma tutta
questa violenza dentro, specialmente dentro lo Stato, specie da noi, non c'è sta.
Giocare queste partite a rischio e giocarle il mercoledì perché sicuramente c'è meno gente che la domenica in trasferta. Questa è la cosa che io ho letto pure da qualche parte. Ma che sei?
No, per me cambierebbe niente.
Questa secondo me è una delle cose che possono fare per limite d'anni. Per me se può giocare pure a Natale io ci vado a vederla a Roma, pure se è una partita a rischio, se è Natale, Capodanno.
A meno che ogni società.
Siamo riusciti a penetrare in curva sud con una telecamera video 8 e a rubare i momenti più intensi dei rientranti. La Roma sta vincendo e la curva sud si esalta in coro. In curva nord, lontano da noi, si accendono altri scontri violenti. Questa volta i protagonisti sono gli ultraslaziali.
Da stadio si parla da 15 anni in questo paese, prima sulla falsariga degli e poi a parte. Ebbene, se fosse stato fatto qualcosa, probabilmente le generazioni di teppisti di oggi non sarebbero diventati tali, o comunque avremmo provato a ridurne i rischi. Una cosa detestabile è quella che fa considerare mostri i tifosi da stadio. Non sono mostri, naturalmente, è inutile spendere del sociologismo di bassa lega, e invece vanno considerati come dei ragazzi che sono punte estreme di un disagio, ma collegato al pretesto del calcio.
Certi sport, il calcio in particolare, sono un luogo dove si scaricano le tensioni sociali. Molto spesso questa è anche la ragione per cui un gran numero di persone li frequenta. Tensioni che, quando nella società superano un certo livello, è chiaro che si rispecchiano a un livello maggiore anche all'interno degli stadi.
Che è politica? Lo sappiamo che è politico. Noi non ci importa niente.
Che faccio? Vedi che faccio? No, lavoro qua.
Il ristoratore.
Il ristoratore che si occupa di altre cose. Non vogliamo dire.
È un grande...
Sono un ragazzo...
Lui è uno fortunato,
Io fortunatamente campo di rendita, ho avuto una grossa eredità 10 anni fa. Sul serio, campo di rendita. Ho avuto una grossa eredità all'incirca 10 anni fa.
Uno lo sente dentro, quando uno parte, basta anche una persona così che parte con cuore, cosa lo sente in quel momento è ok, cioè tutti vanno dietro, capito? 20.000 persone vanno dietro, è giusto così.
Roma che sono stati colpiti da sassi lanciati da tifosi del Brescia, ecco arrivano i sassi, questo tifoso si inchina, prende, lo lancia, in questo momento gli cade addirittura il telefonino dalla tasca, va verso l'uscita, si accorge che gli manca il telefonino, torna indietro e in quel momento, anche se arrivano i sassi, sta recuperando il suo bottino.
Potenza della telematica proprio.
Possiamo andare avanti, possiamo vedere però dall'altra parte questi sono tifosi del Brescia che stanno lanciando dei sassi nonostante ci siano i poliziotti che li stanno trattenendo. Ed infine abbiamo questa immagine significativa, arrivano i poliziotti, molto probabilmente questa è l'immagine sul basso del teleschermo, sta arrivando un tifoso della Roma che colpisce in pieno volto l'agente di polizia, che dovrebbe essere l'agente che abbiamo visto prima intervistato dalla Paola Ferrari. Volevo far vedere anche San Siro, successivamente i lanci di oggetti non finiscono mai, lì era stato lanciato un fumogeno nella porta di Rossi e qui è Pagliuca anche che deve purtroppo difendere la porta in mezzo a tutta questa confusione e a questi fumogeni.
E qui c'era già un precedente. Allora Gigi Agnolin, io non so se tu ti senti...
Allo stadio. In un cantiere trovano badili, oggetti contundenti. Accette e punteruoli no, quelli li portavano da casa. all'1:15 in piazzale Europa scoppia la scintilla. Il vicequestore Selmin viene colpito all'addome. Ferito anche l'ispettore De Rosa. Gli incidenti continuano fuori e dentro lo stadio. Alla fine il bilancio è di 32 feriti e 8 arrestati, compreso Appignani, cavallo pazzo. Per la 6ª volta ha invaso il campo. In passato qualcuno ha detto che incarnava la fantasia contro le strutture del calcio. Ieri ha calpestato vergogna e feriti. È solo un'arma impazzita in mano a chi vuole ricattare la società. Ma ci sono segnali più preoccupanti. Tra i 500 romanisti di ieri pare siano stati individuati infiltrati, agitatori di Bologna.
Quello è purtroppo, me l'hanno detto in questo momento, non lo sapevo, lei ha visto, non lo sapevo nemmeno. Sono purtroppo cose gravi che io naturalmente detesto come principio di sportività civile.
E restano 100 domande. Ieri a Brescia si doveva giocare con buona parte delle forze dell'ordine impegnate ai seggi. In 500 del treno di Brescia erano effettivamente cani sciolti, come si è detto, alle spalle di alcuni incidenti di piazza, programmati e premeditati. C'è qualcos'altro? È vero che i gemellaggi in tutta Italia ormai funzionano più per credo politico che per fede calcistica. Le società fanno abbastanza per controllare i tifosi.
Brescia, il giorno dopo la battaglia, il bilancio è pesante, pesantissimo, almeno quanto la rabbia, l'amarezza di questa città civile, mortificata, umiliata, delinquenza fino a se stessa. Insomma, ancora una volta il nostro calcio, stadio e ospedale diventano tappe obbligate in questa assurda via crucis domenicale.
In questo momento fa più male la costola fratturata oppure la consapevolezza di aver subito questa violenza senza senso?
Guardi, fa più male moralmente che a 50 anni bisogna essere picchiati, cioè rimane l'umiliazione di aver speso una vita al servizio dello Stato, al servizio della comunità sociale e civile, e invece di persone incivili che niente hanno a che fare con lo sport, assolutamente. Non ha a che fare con la Roma, non ha a che fare con la squadra della Roma, non ha a che fare con la tifoseria e con gli ultras della Roma. Questi sono oltre gli ultras, praticamente sono dei delinquenti nati nel loro modo di vivere.
Angelo De Rosa, che fotografava i volti dei più violenti, guarirà in un mese. Solo tra 48 ore i medici dell'ospedale civile di Brescia potranno invece sciogliere la prognosi del vicequestore Giovanni Selmin, il più grave dei 21 poliziotti rimasti feriti negli scontri avvenuti prima della partita.
Riesco a ricordare un po' tutto, quell'aggressione così improvvisa, irrazionale, illogica, con dei mezzi che improvvisamente sono saltati fuori, dei bastoni e altri oggetti contundenti. È quello che ha creato più per tutti, che avevano dei petardi. L'obiettivo era di forzare lo schieramento nostro per poter entrare a contatto con i bresciani. Ha tentato di forzare con tutti i mezzi. Io ero davanti e quindi sono stato per primo, ho cercato di dissuaderli. Sono stato il primo ad essere colpito, freddo, ecco, un po' dolori di testa perché ho preso una bastonata alla testa, in più i dolori al ventre perché ovviamente mi hanno dovuto tagliare un po', ecco. Non è col numero di agenti di polizia, ma è con l'introduzione di diverse norme legislative che si può sviluppare un'azione di prevenzione.
Sono in carcere in attesa del processo i 3 aggressori romanisti del vicequestore. Dovranno rispondere di tentato omicidio. Dietro le sbarre anche 5 bresciani accusati di resistenza e lesioni. Appariranno domani davanti al giudice.
La prossima volta con quale spirito presterà servizio allo stadio?
Beh, il mio lavoro è quello lì, con rabbia perché mi sento umiliato. Io e come centinaia di migliaia di miei colleghi.
Relativa agli incidenti avvenuti lo scorso anno nel derby di ritorno. Prima erano stati i tifosi del Genoa a scatenare una bagarre in gradinata aggredendo alcuni poliziotti che stavano inseguendo un gruppo di supporters che era riuscito ad entrare senza biglietto. I poliziotti vengono cacciati dalla Nord e inseguiti nei sottopassaggi, 3 i feriti. Nella gradinata sud, pochi istanti dopo, scoppia un tumulto ancora più pauroso. Un manipolo di agenti di polizia rimane chiuso all'interno della gradinata. I tifosi li pestano. Uno di essi, il commissario di polizia Francesco Navarra, rimane gravemente ferito al volto e deve ricorrere alle cure dell'ospedale. Guarirà dopo quasi 4 mesi, al termine di una lunga serie di operazioni per la ricostruzione delle ossa del setto nasale della fronte. Altri 4 agenti rimangono feriti, molti gli arresti, tra i quali alcuni giovani, tutti supporter sblucerchiati, uno dei quali, Roberto Raciti, viene addirittura fermato in Corsica, dove si era dato alla latitanza. Immagini davvero brutte, che speriamo debbano restare soltanto immagini di archivio e non di attualità. C'è comunque
I tifosi. Una domenica così non è piaciuta al presidente della Fiorentina Vittorio Cecchigori. Sentiamolo al microfono di Marcello Lazzerini.
Mi sembra che abbiamo esagerato, ma così veramente è meglio lasciarlo perdere il calcio. Non è una vittoria che mi può allietare in questo complesso di atmosfera che vale per tutte le squadre italiane. Il calcio va al difeso ma non si difende con la baionetta.
Una domenica blindata iniziata all'alba, controlli ai caselli autostradali, sorvegliata l'autosole da Arezzo a Firenze, chiusi gli autogrill, scortati i pullman arrivati da Roma. Quando l'arbitro fischia la fine, lo stadio è circondato. Un gol e tanta rabbia per i tifosi giallorossi, danni ai bagni dello stadio Artemio Franchi. Vicino all'autosole l'unico incidente, sassi contro un pullman romanista, ed un lieve ferito. Denunciati anche 7 ultraviola, nascondevano in casa mazze da baseball, bombe carta e coltelli. Una domenica di tensione pagata anche a caro prezzo. I sindacati di polizia SIULP e SIAP parlano di centinaia di milioni necessari per pagare trasferte straordinarie.
scontro tra le opposte tifoserie, tutto è volato via liscio. Al termine dell'incontro il deflusso dallo stadio è stato ordinato. Prima sono stati fatti uscire i tifosi viola, poi creato un cordone di protezione da polizia e carabinieri, hanno raggiunto l'uscita i seguaci giallorossi. In mezzo a 2 ali di agenti, 2500 tifosi della Roma sono stati accompagnati, alcuni ai pullman, altri alla stazione Campo di Marte, dove erano attesi da un treno speciale predisposto dalle ferrovie dello Stato. Insomma, quello che da alcuni era stato definito il giorno più lungo per Firenze è fortunatamente tramontato senza incidenti. Un ottimo risultato per l'ordine pubblico, anche se ottenuto a carissimo prezzo per la collettività.
La lunga domenica di Firenze, città blindata, si conclude in questo modo e dopo che l'ultimo tifoso della Roma è stato accompagnato alla stazione o sul pullman che lo riporterà a casa, ci si chiede molto banalmente se tutto ciò sia giusto, se una partita di calcio debba creare il panico, condizionare così tanta gente. Poliziotti arrivati da tutta Italia, perquisizioni sui treni, ai caselli autostradali, nelle zone calde. I tifosi giallorossi hanno raggiunto lo stadio con una scorta massiccia. Durante l'incontro le tifoserie sono state tenute a distanza mai perse d'occhio grazie ad un moderno impianto di telecamere a circuito chiuso. Ecco la centrale operativa, il personale addetto pronto a mettere a fuoco i momenti più delicati.
Volendo si può anche riprodurre la fotografia e ringrandirla. Arriviamo proprio all'identificazione.
Nessuno sfugge.
Nessuno sfugge.
Per fortuna tutto fila liscio, ma il presidente Cecchigori è amareggiato.
Mi sembra che c'è un po' di esagerazione perché o è uno stato di guerra e allora il calcio non si può fare.
Partita contro la Lazio, la contestazione del pubblico valica i confini della civiltà. Un gruppo di gentiluomini si avvicina minaccioso alla tribuna d'onore. L'obiettivo il presidente Ernesto Pellegrini, fortunatamente già lontano da San Siro.
C'è un clima... Presidente Pellegrini, tornato a casa al 45esimo minuto, toni verbali un po' bruschi, ma fortunatamente nessuna degenerazione di carattere fisico in tribuna.
L'Inter dà l'addio al 1994 con la terza sconfitta nel giro di una settimana e con la più violenta contestazione dell'era Pellegrini. Ormai San Siro nerazzurra sembra diventata terra di conquista per chiunque. Una settimana fa il Napoli, ieri la Lazio. Identico il punteggio 2-0 ed identiche le motivazioni della sconfitta. Infortuni, errori grossolani, orbellone e parte la contestazione all'indirizzo di Ernesto Pellegrini che di lì a poco lascia lo stadio. Nella ripresa la contestazione si allarga a macchia d'olio, investe in pieno Pellegrini e con il passare dei minuti anche i giocatori. Si salva solo Ottavio Bianchi. Molta gente si riunisce davanti alla tribuna d'onore alla ricerca del presidente. La polizia interviene tempestivamente bloccando tutti gli accessi. La gara non la guarda più nessuno, anche perché non c'è più nulla da guardare. A incitare l'Inter, è paradossale, rimangono solo i tifosi del Lazio, gemellati con quelli nerazzurri. E anche nel dopo partita la polizia deve moltiplicare le forze per proteggere l'uscita dallo stadio di dirigenti e giocatori. Per l'Inter è un amaro Natale, forse uno dei più tristi della sua storia quasi centenaria. La società chiede serenità, i tifosi chiedono nuove prospettive.
È avvenuto, siamo invece al derby di Coppa Italia a Milano. Milano troppo spesso, purtroppo al centro di queste vicende. Mi viene in mente l'accoltellamento di Marco Fonghessi, il giovane di Cremona che era stato ammazzato nell'85 dopo un Milan cremonese, l'accoltellamento di Gerhard Banninger da parte di, non tifosi dell'Inter, da parte di Gentaglia dopo una partita di Coppa UEFA dell'Inter. Ecco, Milano troppo spesso è al centro di queste...
Ascoli.
Certo, ad Ascoli, troppo spesso al centro di queste vicende, quindi Milano deve farsi un'autocritica importante. Qui durante il derby di Coppa Italia del 26 ottobre scontri nella curva nerazzurra, poi ci saranno da parte della curva rossonera lanci di petardi in campo, verrà sfiorato addirittura Gianluca Pagliuca. Qui
l'ha ricordato come il campionato della violenza, tifoserie a volte terribilmente ostili, altre volte stranamente complici, ma in tutti i casi uno strano denominatore comune, la premeditazione, che negli incidenti di Brescia e di Roma ha assunto una chiara connotazione politica, quella della militanza dei cosiddetti ultra a gruppi organizzati ed armati dell'estrema destra. 20 novembre, Brescia-Roma, un incontro come tanti, ma le due tifoserie non si sono mai amate e per di più la concomitanza delle elezioni comunali nella cittadina lombarda. 300 teppisti in arrivo da Roma aggrediscono le forze dell'ordine un'ora prima della partita, coltellate e lancio di bombe carta, feriti seriamente un vicequestore ed un ispettore della polizia, 8 arrestati di cui 3 accusati di tentato omicidio. Del vicequestore Giovanni Selmin sarebbe Giuseppe Meloni, ex consigliere circoscrizionale del Movimento Sociale Italiano. Tra gli arrestati anche 2 oltrà, un romanista e un laziale. Roma, 27 novembre. Ancora violenza e attacchi premeditati alle forze dell'ordine collegati agli incidenti di Brescia. La matrice è sempre la stessa. Tra i denunciati anche un giovane agente di polizia in servizio ausiliario. Le indagini proseguono. Per alcuni responsabili scatterà tra le altre l'accusa di ricostruzione del partito fascista. Ed oggi Genova, e ancora una volta il calcio, l'alibi della follia omicida di matrice politica?
Noi tifosi della Lazio. Il razzo colpisce ad un occhio Vincenzo Paparelli, che muore durante il trasporto in ospedale. Parma, 1 luglio 1983. Durante un torneo notturno Coppa dei Bar Città di Parma, tra 2 gruppi di spettatori scoppia una rissa. Un giovane di 17 anni, Stefano Vezzani, viene selvaggiamente picchiato. Trasportato in ospedale, muore dopo un paio d'ore. Milano, per 1984. Al termine della partita Milan-Cremonese viene accoltellato un giovane tifoso milanista, Marco Fonghessi, nato in provincia di Cremona. Una profonda ferita all'aorta rende inutile l'intervento dei sanitari. Dell'omicidio viene accusato Stefano Centrone, che la Corte d'Assise d'Appello condanna nel 1987 a 18 anni di carcere. Pisa, 13 aprile 1986. Dopo la vittoria a Pisa, i tifosi della Roma tornano nella capitale su un treno speciale. Improvvisamente scoppia un incendio in uno scompartimento. Tra le fiamme muore Paolo Saroli, di 17 anni. Ascoli, 7 dicembre 1986. Muore accoltellato Giuseppe Tomasetti, 21 anni, tifoso della San Benedettese. In carcere, accusati dell'omicidio, finiscono 2 oltrà bianconeri, Oscar Bacchetti, 24 anni, e Alessandro Nori, 20 anni. Sempre ad Ascoli, nel 1988, Nazareno Filippini, 32 anni, viene aggredito mortalmente al termine di Ascoli Inter di ultrainteristi. Si sarebbe dovuto sposare una settimana dopo. 5 tifosi dell'Inter vengono arrestati per omicidio volontario. Milano, 4 giugno 1989. Antonio De Falchi, 18 anni, arriva a Milano per assistere a Milan-Roma, ma si stacca dal gruppo dei tifosi proprio per evitare incidenti. Alle 12 è davanti al cancello 16 dello stadio di San Siro. Viene aggredito da una decina di giovani. Quando gli agenti intervengono per disperdere gli aggressori, per il tifoso romanista è troppo tardi. 30 gennaio 1994. Salvatore Moschella, 22 anni, perde la vita gettandosi dal finestrino del treno vicino ad Acireale. Voleva sottrarsi all'aggressione di un gruppo di tifosi del Messina.
Le elezioni, quando a Brescia, prima della partita tra Brescia e Roma, veniva accoltellato e ferito gravemente un vicequestore. Ci furono subito 19 arresti e fu avviata un'indagine che in poche settimane ha accertato che la partita era solo un pretesto, che il tifo per la Roma era solo la maschera di un gruppo che cercava e voleva amorosi. 3 settimane dopo, per Fiorentina-Roma, Firenze fu posta in stato di assedio. Non successe nulla, ma i sospiri di sollievo si intrecciarono con le polemiche per la presenza ritenuta eccessiva delle forze dell'ordine. Sono passate solo 6 settimane e ora, a lato di una partita di calcio, ancora una volta un gruppo senza sciarpe né bandiere in evidenza, fuori dallo stadio, causa un morto per le strade di Genova, innestando una nuova spirale di rancori e di violenza. Abbiamo chiesto al responsabile del centro studi sulla polizia se vede analogie tra Brescia e Genova.
Moltissime analogie, perché anche la dinamica è molto simile, anche se spostato di qualche ora, ma per quanto riguarda l'obiettivo era in quella circostanza un poliziotto, oggi era un tifoso, è tutta gente, sono tifosi che non hanno nulla a che vedere con il calcio, è gente che va allo stadio senza pensare minimamente alla partita, ma pensa a creare incidenti, ad avere notizie, a creare cronaca e ad avere la conquista delle prime pagine dei giornali.
L'unica cosa che manca è le norme legislative adeguate ed aggiornate, quindi su cui abbiamo insistito e su cui giustamente l'onorevole
Quindi a questo
Biondi...
punto, a giudizio dell'operatore di polizia, la parte veramente carente è la parte legislativa.
Ci sono delle situazioni da sistemare, però la parte carente è la parte normativa.
Beppe Dossena, sono immagini ancora una volta brutte, sono del 10 aprile 94, il derby Sampdoria-Genova, gravi scontri nello stadio, poliziotti feriti, non avevano via d'uscita, sono rimasti perfino intrappolati sotto la furia dei tifosi. Si parla di chiudere lo stadio di Genova. Il sindaco Sanza andrà a delle verifiche nei prossimi giorni anche per la scarsa possibilità di controllare all'esterno. Tu che a Genova hai vissuto, hai giocato,
certo, ma l'analisi è anche questo tipo di stati, l'ubicazione, la ristrutturazione, chi ha controllato, questi sono stati trappola. Io credo che si sia potuto fare di meglio, non lo so, adesso parlo anch'io in maniera demagogica, ma credo che si possa fare meglio anche sotto questo aspetto di prevenzione. Questo è uno stadio a rischio, uno stadio imbottigliato, uno stadio chiuso, non c'è possibilità di uscita. In Inghilterra, dove il problema è stato affrontato, lo stanno affrontando, e dove è successo di peggio, ci sono stadi che non hanno recinzione, ci sono i tifosi che assistono alle partite uno a fianco all'altro.
È l'ennesima riprova che i quattrini d'Italia 90 sono stati spesi malissimo. Io prima facevo...
È proprio questo che il sindaco Sanza diceva,
certo,
cioè
sì.
è stato rifatto lo stadio qui, non ci sono le vie di fuga.
L'Arsenal è al cuore del
quartiere di Marassi.
È più stretto, più affollato, e poi l'incidente di Genova di domenica è nato fuori dallo stadio, dopo la reazione, la vendetta sommaria si è sviluppato dentro.
Più lo stadio è scadente, più vecchio è come struttura, più richiede un impegno delle forze dell'ordine, più è difficile anche il rapporto fra squadre di tifosi.
Infatti, in questo stadio vecchio che stiamo vedendo, appunto lo stadio di Brescia.
Per esempio lo stadio di Brescia ha una sola via di fuga dove si concentrano i tifosi di tutte, sia i tifosi ospiti sia i tifosi di Brescia.
Accompagna la storia più recente del nostro calcio, un vero e proprio bollettino di guerra che comincia il 28 ottobre 1979 a Roma, Stadio Olimpico. Prima del derby, colpito alla testa da un razzo luminoso sparato dalla curva sud, muore Vincenzo Paparelli, 33 anni, tifoso della Lazio. Passano 5 anni. A Milano, il 1 ottobre 1984, si gioca Milan-Cremonese. Al termine della partita, Marco Fonghessi, un giovane tifoso milanista di Cremona, viene ucciso con una coltellata da un ultrarossonero, Stefano Centrone. L'aveva scambiato per un supporter della Cremonese. Centrone viene poi condannato a 18 anni di carcere. Dall'Italia a Bruxelles, dove il 29 maggio 1985 39 tifosi della Juventus, prima della finale di Coppa dei Campioni, muoiono allo stadio Isel, dopo essere diti e schiacciati contro un muro dai sostenitori del Liverpool. Il 7 dicembre 1986 è Ascoli a diventare scenario di un altro episodio di violenza. Giuseppe Tomasetti, 21enne tifoso della San Benedettese, muore accoltellato. In carcere, accusati dell'omicidio, finiscono 2 ultra bianconeri. Il 9 ottobre 1988, prima di Ascoli Inter, fuori dallo stadio viene aggredito e accoltellato Nazareno Filippini. Muore una settimana dopo, quando invece avrebbe dovuto sposarsi. 5 tifosi interisti vengono arrestati per omicidio volontario. Ancora Milano, ancora San Siro. Il 4 giugno 1989 il 18enne romanista Antonio De Falchi muore di crisi cardiaca dopo essere stato aggredito da un gruppo di ultraminanista, prima della partita all'esterno dello stadio. Qualche giorno dopo, il 18 giugno, sono i treni dei tifosi a essere messi sotto accusa. A Firenze, 4 ultraviola lanciano una bottiglia Molotov contro un convoglio di sostenitori del Bologna. Ivan Dall'Oglio, 14 anni, rimane gravemente ustiato. Il 6 giugno 1993, 1600 tifosi di Sampdoria e Milan si incrociano alla stazione di Ponte Curone, vicino ad Alessandria. Oltre 2 ore di scontri. Il bilancio è di 7 persone ricoverate. 1994, 5 episodi in un solo anno. Il 30 gennaio un giovane siciliano, Salvatore Moschella, in viaggio verso Bologna, muore dopo essersi gettato dal treno Catania-Messina per sfuggire all'aggressione di un gruppo di tifosi del Messina. 10 aprile, Genova. Durante il derby sugli spalti si verificano incidenti. 7 poliziotti e 2 carabinieri rimangono feriti. 2 tifosi finiscono in ospedale. A Napoli, il 23 ottobre, prima, durante e dopo la partita col Bari, accadono incidenti fra le tifoserie. 10 i feriti. Un mese dopo, il 20 novembre, Brescia-Roma si gioca con i tifosi sugli spalti che si scontrano fra loro e con la polizia. Il vicequestore di Brescia, Giovanni Selmin, viene ferito con una coltellata. È l'Olimpico a chiudere questa serie, così come l'aveva aperta. Il 20 novembre, durante il secondo tempo di Roma-Lazio, scoppiano tafferugli nella curva nord. È la polizia a ricacciare indietro i tifosi laziali che tentano di dare fuoco ad alcuni lacrimogeni.
L'elago del tipo ultra è quanto mai variegato e difficile da sondare. In superficie è facile identificare questi gruppi con quelli che in positivo organizzano memorabili coreografie da stadio ed in negativo trasformano le curve in vergognose esibizioni di cori e striscioni offensivi e razzisti o peggio in arene di violenza gratuita. La verità, come spesso capita, sta nel mezzo. I gruppi, che spesso utilizzano simbologie e rituali inquietanti, rappresentano però uno degli ultimi momenti di aggregazione per giovani che vivono tutto il malessere della società.
Oggi c'è il calcio alla discoteca e ho detto muretti e bische per la media dei ragazzi durante la settimana.
Ecco il grande occhio della polizia. 16 telecamere per controllare tutti i settori dello stadio. Il pubblico deve sapere di essere sotto osservazione. Contro chi non rispetta la legge, severissima, intervento immediato, ma grande è soprattutto la prevenzione. Per ogni club un funzionario di polizia che si dedica ai tifosi, seguendoli anche in trasferta.
Il suo compito è ottenere informazioni, così siamo al corrente di cosa può avvenire, cosa intendono fare i tifosi. Questo ci consente di prevenire, di gestire la partita.
Il flusso di informazioni confluisce qui. National Criminal Intelligence Service, unità football. Gli Hooligans non hanno segreti per il detective Peter Chapman. È lui a mostrarci alcuni pezzi forti dell'ingegno criminale da stadio. Sembrano due penne nel taschino, è invece un coltello. Un artigianato omicidiale che ricorre anche alle scosse elettriche. Per una partita di prima fascia, quella ad alto rischio, servivano 5 anni fa circa 600 agenti. Ora ne bastano 250. Ecco alcuni ingredienti della ricetta.
Una migliore tecnologia, televisione a circuito chiuso nello stadio, video di polizia, aumento dell'uso dell'intelligence, comandi di polizia a cui smistare le informazioni.
Qui, anziché essere fotografati dopo, i tifosi della squadra ospitata vengono filmati prima. Dunque, informazioni, magari infiltrando agenti tra gli Hooligans, anche se Chapman nega. Analisi, strategia ed anche un enorme potere repressivo. Il Football Offenses Act prevede l'arresto per le invasioni di campo, il lancio di oggetti, i cori razzisti, senza contare che gli striscioni sono proibiti. Negli ultimi 5 anni il pubblico delle partite di cartello è aumentato del 30%, mentre si è avuto il 20% in meno di arresti, che sono stati peraltro ben 4.300 nel 94. Le ragioni sono anche culturali, come ci spiegano all'Università di Leicester. John Williams è uno dei più autorevoli studiosi europei del fenomeno Hooligans.
Abbiamo cercato di cambiare il contesto, la cultura intorno alla partita. Non si trovano più a proprio agio negli stadi. I tifosi parlano ora di tecnica, marketing. Il sentimento contro la violenza è dominante e toglie agli Hooligans la base morale. Quanto all'Italia, sarebbe un grave errore invocare più polizia, piazzare le barriere di separazione tra i tifosi, che fomentano la rivalità. Questa è la direzione sbagliata in cui muoversi.
Generare opposizione contro gli Hooligans, insistere sul sentimento morale collettivo, coinvolgendo i tifosi in manifestazioni che comprendano anche i giocatori. E l'ultimo consiglio arriva da un giornale di grande prestigio.
Appena c'è una telecamera, un giornale, gli Hooligans si sentono autorizzati a considerarsi più importanti di quanto non siano in effetti. Non date agli Hooligans un pubblico.
Ma come si conciliano il dovere della cronaca e l'effetto megafono?
28 ottobre 19, prima del derby, un razzo luminoso colpisce alla testa Vincenzo Paparelli, 33 anni, tifoso della Lazio. Paparelli muore per lesioni cerebrali. Settembre 84. Dopo Milan-Cremonese, Marco Fonghessi, 21 anni, viene ucciso con una coltellata. Per l'omicidio Stefano Centrone viene condannato a 18 anni di carcere. 39 persone muoiono schiacciate contro un muro dagli Hooligans del Liverpool. Juventus e Liverpool comunque la finale di Coppa dei Campioni. Aprile 86. Dopo la vittoria a Pisa, i tifosi della Roma tornano in treno. In uno dei compartimenti c'è un
colpevoli di essere ultimi in Serie B. Segnali inquietanti che si sperava che non si ripresentassero così presto.
A Pietrasanta, al termine di Pietrasanta Grosseto, campionato nazionale dilettanti, si sono scatenati un centinaio di hooligan di provincia. Uno di questi è finito in galera.
I tifosi e le altre
naturalmente le forze dell'ordine stanno combattendo contro i tifosi, e c'è purtroppo un'altra tristissima notizia, a cui manca però il dato dell'ufficialità, però credo che sia certo che ci sia una seconda persona morta, ripeto però con cautela, perché manca ancora il dato ufficiale, quindi oltre a Vincenzo Spagnolo, come ricordavi tu da studio, c'è una seconda persona che è morta in seguito agli scontri antecedenti la partita tra Genoa e Milan, partita che poi è stata sospesa per lutto, come ha ricordato Carlo Paris da studio. Per quanto riguarda la situazione, adesso siamo ancora praticamente assediati dentro lo stadio, come dicevi tu ci stanno ancora nella parte estrema della tribuna di Marassi i tifosi del Milan, e fino a pochi minuti fa c'era addirittura la squadra del Milan in campo perché chiaramente non poteva neanche uscire il pullman.
Il problema è che forse, probabilmente, anzi quasi certamente c'è una seconda persona morta, e poi Maurizio Casasco vuole sapere se al di là della retorica, in questo momento da uomo di calcio, che altro possiamo dire? Che siamo un po' disgustati e molto amareggiati.
E viene voglia di smettere, perché la prima sensazione è voglia di smettere di non fare sport, la seconda invece da uomo di sport è quella di combattere questo sistema, un sistema perverso che io credo oggi ha toccato il fondo. La tragedia, il pensare, ripeto, al di là di ogni retorica, che ci sono dei genitori con un figlio di 15 anni che è venuto allo stadio e speriamo non il secondo, ma si sono trovati coinvolti in un'avventura di morte. Noi come uomini di sport ci ribelliamo, oggi non abbiamo giocato, abbiamo detto basta e vogliamo continuare a fare sport, ma fare sport in stadi civili, se no non ha senso.
Ecco, il calcio si ferma, questa partita si è fermata perché il calcio non ne può più di questi atti di violenza. Io volevo concludere ringraziando, mi sono interrotto prima per raccontarvi poi i fatti di cronaca, per raccontarvi le immagini, ringraziando i ragazzi, i signori, gli uomini maturi della squadra esterna 2 di Milano, il regista Enzo De Pasquale, tutti hanno contribuito per continuare questi collegamenti in diretta. Un nostro collega è stato anche leggermente ferito, sta continuando comunque a lavorare, stiamo cercando di continuare a darvi l'informazione, continueremo nelle edizioni dei vari telegiornali, però la cosa importante in questa giornata di tragedia è che il calcio...
Poter così calmare le acque, evidentemente questo non si è ottenuto purtroppo per il momento, e qua ci sono alcuni tifosi rosso-blu della gradinata sud, quella opposta alla nord, che vanno a sbattere, come vedete, i bastoni contro i vetri che sono fra l'altro antiproiettili, dove c'è la gabbia, cosiddetta gabbia, dove sono di solito posizionati i tifosi del
Alfredo, scusami, purtroppo non abbiamo molto tempo, naturalmente alle 19:45 saremo più ampi.
Sì. Appena svoltata l'angolo dietro il gazebo che si trova proprio di fronte allo stadio, si sono trovati davanti un gruppo di persone che non erano facilmente identificabili come tifosi, in quanto non avevano i soliti contrassegni, le sciarpe e così via, ma avevano invece i coltelli, e lì è cominciata quella che è stata una vera e propria strage, perché al di là del ci sono, a quanto ne sappiamo in questo momento, una decina di feriti, di cui alcuni molto gravi. Ecco, quindi di qui pare di capire che ci sia stata veramente premeditazione. Al termine della partita poi, da quanto ne sappiamo e da quanto infatti hai detto anche tu, i tifosi milanisti sono intanto ancora dentro lo stadio. La polizia, le forze dell'ordine hanno operato per cercare di disperdere i tifosi genoani che volevano perpetrare delle inutili quanto assurde vendette, e la situazione naturalmente si è protratta per lungo tempo, lancio di lacrimogeni. Io personalmente ho assistito all'incendio di una macchina, un'altra l'ho vista distrutta da un'altra parte, sono volati sassi, bottiglie eccetera. Ecco, la situazione era da guerriglia urbana.
Ecco Enzo, la città, la grande Genova, come sta reagendo a questa domenica di lutto?
Guarda, la città direi c'è una situazione irreale che abbiamo addirittura captato allo stadio. A un certo punto, quando è arrivata la notizia ufficiale della morte del ragazzo, c'è stato un silenzio incredibile che è piombato su tutto lo stadio.
Mi auguro che per me non volevano uccidere, purtroppo è avvenuto anche l'omicidio, e questo ci lascia sconvolti, come ci lascia sconvolto anche questo primo caso. Speriamo che non succeda più, che una partita venga sospesa, perché poi crea motivo anche di ulteriori incidenti. So ancora che ci sono i tifosi fuori dello stadio di Genova, per cui questo ancora ci fa stare in allarme. Oggi hanno preso questa decisione, purtroppo non potevano prendere diversamente, non potevano prendere decisione diversa, ma questo non può essere la regola, non è questa soluzione. Domani pomeriggio c'è un vertice con il presidente Pescante alle ore 16 a Alconi per valutare la situazione e vedere come si può vedere. Certo, noi non possiamo circondare gli stadi con i carri armati, noi abbiamo il dovere di difendere questa organizzazione e poi anche di avere una perfetta collaborazione delle forze dell'ordine a cui tutti quanti esprimiamo gratitudine, quindi sono in contatto con il capo della polizia, ho parlato con il prefetto Ammassone e domani ci aggiorneremo sulle decisioni da prendere.
Erano, fra l'altro c'erano i nostri pullman che sono stati assaliti, è stato addirittura anche picchiato un tecnico nostro della RAI che cercava di difendere la propria macchina, anche questa distrutta. Poi ci sarà, adesso lo vedremo, una carica della polizia, ma la notizia positiva che vi possiamo dare è che il ragazzo Massimiliano Maggi, quello che era, qualcuno ha dato addirittura per morto, che era comunque considerato gravissimo, invece sembra le sue condizioni siano meno gravi del previsto, comunque ha riportato un trauma cranico e la frattura del setto nasale. Questo è il momento in cui i tifosi stanno ancora lanciando pietre contro i poliziotti, ci sono stati un 13-14 feriti e contusi anche fra la polizia. Ecco, qui c'è proprio la carica della polizia facendo sfollare dal piazzale antistante la gradinata sud, quella appunto dicevamo dove sono tuttora i tifosi milanisti, per fare un po' di voto e per cercare di così equilibrare la situazione e cercare di mandare
dopo la fine della partita, perché ecco adesso intanto le nostre telecamere prontamente stanno inquadrando il bunker. Vedete sullo sfondo al buio i tifosi del Milan, sono ancora lì guardati a vista dalle forze dell'ordine. Nel piazzale in questo momento non sta succedendo più nulla, però sta succedendo più nulla, come vi aveva già detto Alfredo Liguori, un pochino più spostati, cioè al termine di questi due viali stretti che fanno allontanare dallo stadio di Marassi. C'è stata ancora guerriglia e proprio una decina di minuti fa ci sono state due cariche dei tifosi e la polizia che ha dovuto ancora sparare dei lacrimogeni. Possiamo solamente confermare la notizia che il secondo ferito molto grave in prognosi riservata, però in questo momento non c'è alcun pericolo di vita. Le immagini credo che vi abbiamo raccontato di questa atmosfera surreale. Ecco, ancora stiamo spaziando con le telecamere, con le immagini girate pochi minuti fa, la situazione com'è dentro e fuori dallo stadio.
Senti Jacopo, naturalmente speriamo che non accada nulla. Naturalmente...
Motivo di tensione, ci sono ancora in città gruppi di decine e decine di giovani mascherati, armati soprattutto di spranghe, centinaia di poliziotti che presidiano soprattutto la zona intorno allo stadio. Sono stati pochi minuti fa lanciati anche dei lacrimogeni.
Ecco, vi stiamo vedendo ancora delle immagini, guardate che cosa è successo, l'intervento delle forze dell'ordine per tentare di riportare la calma ad aggravare la tensione. È giunta la notizia della morte di questo sventurato ragazzo ucciso, e lo ricordiamo, a coltellate fuori dallo stadio poco prima dell'inizio della partita. Alberto Daguanno, un altro dei nostri inviati a Genova. Tu che notizie hai, Alberto?
Ma le mie notizie sono che purtroppo la nostra macchina, cioè quella dei nostri operatori, targata Milano, è stata completamente distrutta. Sono riuscito a portare le immagini che avete visto, immagini più che eloquenti, soltanto perché provvidenzialmente la mia autovettura era targata Viterbo. Tutto quello che era targato Milano era preso d'assalto da questa gente chiaramente inferiore.